London is one of the most important cultural centers in the world and certainly one of the oldest. Believe it or not, it is one of those places that everyone should visit if affordable. Most people believe that it's best to visit London by taking British Airways cheap flights. But what we believe is that you can visit it with any airline you want, because our point is not to miss the place. It is lined with some of the world's most important museums, the oldest and most quirky markets, medieval churches, and other historically significant points. The City of London is undoubtedly a haven for people who want to soak up its remarkable cultural ethos. British Museum that most probably won't be rushed. The British Museum is one of the best museums in the world, with 80,000 exhibits on display, accounting for only 1% of the 8 million objects held by the museum. You can see all kinds of items here that came from Egyptian mummies to the famous Rosetta Stone to ancient Anglo-Saxon treasures from pre-medieval Britain. This museum was the most visited museum in the UK and is one of the most exciting free attractions in London. London Dungeon. If you have not heard of this place before, then we certainly don't blame you. It's one of those places which is not recommended usually to be visited. But it's one of the best recommendations, especially for the people with Lahore to London Pia flights, as we know your taste. The London Dungeon is one of the most exciting ways to go through the last 1,000 years of London history. Visitors stroll the dungeons from one show to the next and learn about historical events in an interactive, live way. Accompanied by a guide with actors, you can visit famous characters such as Sweeney Todd along the way. Houses of Parliament. Well, what have we here? The oldest parliamentary democracy is housed in the Palace of Westminster, a neo-Gothic building built in the 18th century. The spectacular building houses the House of Lords and the House of Commons, and the complex also houses the famous Big Ben Clock Tower. The complex is especially impressive after sunset and is one of London's best free nightlife attractions. Largest open space. Did you know that Hyde Park is regarded as the largest open space in the whole of London? You didn't? No worries. Now you do. Don't forget to give it a visit whenever you take British Airways cheap flights to London. It is one of the largest and royal parks in central London, England, known for its Speaker's Corner. Spreading over more than 350 acres along with the Kensington Garden, which spans 275 acres, the total area occupied by these two prominent London parks is 625 acres. It is a traditionally known site for mass demonstrations as well as the site of the Great Exhibition in 1851. Royal Botanic Gardens. Where are those people who love nature? Where are those who love plants and trees? All here? There you have it, the Royal Botanic Gardens. If you are a nature lover, then your Lahore to London Pia trip will be thoroughly incomplete if you skip this place. Also known as the Kew Gardens. One of the most popular and famous Royal Botanical Gardens in London, Kew Garden is home to many botanical and mycological collections. On July 3, 2003, the garden was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. It was founded in 1840 and is home to over 30,000 different plant species. You should spend 30 minutes to 1 hour visiting the garden. There is also an herbarium in Kew Gardens, with over 7 million specimens of preserved plants. This is a great way to spend time enjoying nature and admiring what Mother Nature has prepared for the world. The one and only iconic Ferris wheel. Well, how can British Airways cheap flights trip will be complete without going to the London Eye? It just does not make any sense. A giant Ferris wheel on the south bank of London's Thames, 443 feet high and 394 feet in diameter, was proclaimed the London Eye. The London Eye in England, formerly known as the Millennium Wheel, is the fourth tallest Ferris wheel in the world. Visitors can jump on this wheel and enjoy the 30-minute ride for a thrilling experience. It attracts around 3.5 million people each year and is one of London's main attractions. As it offers panoramic views of London up to 25 kilometers in all directions, science articles, it has been named the London Eye. The public has been able to visit the London Eye since 2000.